This doctor just ruined her career forever. You may have heard of her before. Her name is Dr. Roxy, and she's a plastic surgeon who makes TikTok videos, because that's gonna end well. Now, she grew a pretty big following by live streaming her surgeries. So basically what she'd do is get consent from the patients, who are basically her TikTok followers, right? Super fans of her. And then she'd stream the surgery, literally like talking to a camera like I am, and then also looking at chat. She's also talking to people on the other side of the room, so she's doing like 3 or 4 things while having a knife inches from your face and body. Now, everybody knows that one wrong move in a surgery and it could potentially ruin your life forever. And that's exactly what happened to a bunch of her patients. Now, this case has been going on for a while, and she was finally stripped of her medical license in Ohio. Down in Ohio, swag like Ohio.
She's the famous physician known as Dr. Roxy. She live streamed plastic surgery on TikTok, gaining a huge following.
So if you want to get in the OR and see behind the scenes and how this stuff works.
But now, Dr. Roxy, whose real name is Catherine Grawy, has been permanently stripped of her license by the state medical board in Ohio.
Dr. Roxy claims that this will change her life forever. Well, she has single-handedly forever changed the lives of at least 3 people.
The board said its decision was based on her failure to meet standard of care following evidence that she botched 3 surgeries. Kelsey Cardenas went to Dr. Roxy for a breast lift.
Dude, imagine being a plastic surgeon, right? In this hypersensitive position where your decisions can completely affect the lives of your patients. And you decide as a selfish, narcissistic, clout-hungry demon to actually live stream the process and completely ruin their lives. Anyways, obviously this decision is completely justified, because if you can't even meet the standard of care, you can't be a doctor, let alone a plastic surgeon. My only request is that we put her in goddamn prison, because how is it fair that you completely alter the face or body of your goddamn patients forever, who will never recover, by the way, and all that happens to you is you lose your career? Shouldn't you go into prison for literally like messing with people's bodies? I'll let you guys decide. Just listen to some of these testimonies and tell me she shouldn't be in prison.
I found her on TikTok. I definitely connected with her personality.
Kelsey says she watched videos of Dr. Roxy performing surgeries every day for months.
Did you talk to any patients or anything like that?
No, I didn't know anybody who had had surgery.
So you assumed because she was this TikTok personality that she was going to do a great job on your breasts?
Yeah. If you're brave enough to live stream surgery and you're that transparent, you would just assume, that she's not having the issue she was having.
But Kelsey says she suffered major complications.
By 4 weeks, I had a 5x5 wound under that breast.
She live streamed your surgery.
She did.
Do you feel that that could have contributed to what happened? Do you think she wasn't paying attention?
Rewatching it, I saw a couple cuts that she made when she was clearly talking to the camera or focused on what she was saying to them.
Kelsey says she finally went to another doctor.
He said there's no way this is ever going to look normal again.
Dr. Roxy had no comment about being stripped of her license.
Okay, listen, that is absolutely horrible that Dr. Roxy messed up your surgeries like that. And it is like 99% her fault. But I gotta be fair here, okay? If you are dumb enough to actually trust a TikTok surgeon, what do you think is gonna happen, okay? Imagine actually seeing somebody on the internet literally live streaming other people's surgeries and being like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'll get myself operated on by them. I'm sorry, but that is like the dumbest decision of your entire life. And the fact that these are all pretty much like fans of a content creator just makes this 10 times worse, because you're exploiting their deep trust in you and their like fanhood of you. It's always going to be on the professional. I say professional like this fucking clown's a professional, but you cannot tell me that you did not see that coming, okay? How is anyone possibly comfortable getting surgery from someone without doing background checks? To anybody considering surgery in the future, here's a couple things you should be doing. Talking to previous patients, okay? Anybody else who's been through the same process with the same doctor in the same location and with the same goddamn equipment. If many people have had good experiences with them, chances are it's safe to do it. Any place of practice, you can just search up the Google reviews and there'll be tons of comments and media, basically telling you, is this doctor trustworthy? Now, before we get into some of the other victims' testimonies, I just wanted to look at some Reddit comments because this shit is blowing up everywhere. She claims she had consent from everyone she ever filmed. The real issue is that she live streamed the surgery and was so distracted by her phone, she pierced the patient's intestine several times. Expanding on that abdomen comment by the Redditor, look at this. At least part of her procedure at Gra's office was live streamed on social media, during which Gra was looking and speaking to the camera while performing liposuction on the patient's abdomen, according to the board. At least one patient suffered severe damage and infection to her abdomen, and she was likely suffer complications for the rest of her life. Such an outcome and disregard means Gra shouldn't be allowed to practice medicine again, the doctor said. And the worst part about all of this is her goddamn excuse. Look at this. Gra said that she used social media in an attempt to break down the stiff and scary wall between patients and practitioners. Shut up, you just wanted clout. You weren't trying to break down any walls, you're trying to break their face. That's what you were trying to do. As I stand here today, I see how many of those silly videos seemed unprofessional. I understand how my actions at times seemed careless and offended my patients and colleagues. It's not about the offense. It's about literally destroying their body and their face. Let's let another TikTok surgeon operate on you and ruin your body forever, and let's see how you feel about it, you absolute monster. TikTok strikes again, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok, the source of all evil on this planet. It's like this bottomless black hole that just like all the dark matter emits from there. Okay, so here's some more patients just giving their testimonies as to what happened in their surgeries.
But obviously, she's really not paying attention. She's talking to the camera. She's talking to people across the room, just not paying attention to while she's stabbing that in my neck. I know that she's botched a lot of people's surgeries. I wish I would have known this before I went there.
Dude, if someone has a knife right next to my face and they're not looking directly at me on that operating table, I'm jumping out and Mortal Kombating that surgeon. I'm not gonna be another botched surgery in your sick and twisted Frankenstein-ass career. Here's another woman talking about her surgery and how Dr. Roxy and her staff basically lied to her.
I got a breast augmentation and I am pretty positive I got an infection. It looked crazy. I'm not going to show a picture of it because I don't think it's out on TikTok. Like my primary doctor, like my normal doctor that I see for checkups and stuff like that. He checked it out. He confirmed, yes, it appears to be an infection. So I called the doctor and just let them know. And by doctor, I mean Dr. Roxy and the post-op team. And they said, oh, that's not an infection. You shouldn't have gone to your doctor. He's not an expert in plastic surgery. He wouldn't know what it looks like and what it doesn't. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he knows what an infection looks like regardless of where it comes from. Like an infection's an infection, right? So I totally feel like they were trying to gaslight me and make me feel crazy for going to the hospital when I thought there was an issue. And
Dude, I don't care what anybody says. This doctor needs to go to prison, okay? That you cannot botch several surgeries and just walk free. I highly suggest suing her into oblivion. You'll probably get some of those $16 she made out of TikTok. Anyways, click this video and she gets arrested for a long time, hopefully.